Hello, welcome to my live video on how to improve your fluency in public speaking. Before going to discuss the fluency in public speaking, we need to understand the importance of public speaking. I have mentioned earlier that public speaking and communication skills are quite important to take your career to the next level. If you want to be successful in any field, in management, in marketing, in the affairs of day-to-day life, in leading the group, being a leader of a particular organization, you need to be a good public speaker and an effective communicator. So you need to have certain skills that you can harness to become the good public speaker or good communicator. Of course, there are so many techniques and tools that can improve your fluency of being a good public speaker or an effective communicator. But the thing that I am going to share with you is just an open secret. Maybe somewhere, someday, sometime, you are in the habit of doing that, but you are not doing that consistently and on a regular basis. Before going to discuss on that tools, let's remove some of the misconception. Whenever it comes to public speaking or communication skills, sometimes we think it's just about English. It's just about the ability to speak fluently in English in the public or to express yourself exceptionally well in English. And this misconception is persist even in the educated minds. I will give you an example. Once I asked my student that he should participate in different types of speaking events, in debate, in communications, process in communications, competitions, and all those things, where generally the need of speaking in the public or development of communication skill can be taken into account. And he answered, he wants, generally he has a desire, he wants to improve his communication skills and public speaking, the ability to speak in the public in English. He wants to improve his English fast, then he will participate in such events. And I couldn't understand why he was so interested to enrich the stock of vocabulary in English, wants to improve the sentence structure in the language, whereas he is very good at Hindi and Odia. He can use that language whenever the event is there. But no, when it comes to public speaking and communication skills, people think, even the educated mind think, it's about the improvement of the fluency in English. It's not about that. Public speaking and communication skills refer to the art of expressing yourself before the public in a better way in any language you are comfortable in. So, if you want to be a good public speaker in English, you have to read a lot of books in English. There is no doubt about that. You have to listen to a lot of educative materials in that language. You can watch podcasts, you can watch English news, because you have to be proficient in that language. If it is the case with Odia, you have to do all those things in Odia. You have to read a lot of books in Odia. You have to watch Odia. When it comes to Hindi, the same case, the same practice should be done. Very good speaker, you need to have proper proficiency on the use of different words, collocations, idioms, phrases. You need to have the ability to transform sentences. You need to have good command of our sentence structure. You need to understand the different meanings of the different words in that language. When I talk about collocations and idioms, don't just think that I am talking about English. Because collocations, idioms, phrases are there also in other languages. Even in Odia, in Hindi, in Tamil, Marathi, Assamese, in any language, you have these kinds of phrases, collocations and idioms, and you have to master them to be a good speaker in that language. So this is the priority. This is the first thing that you need to emphasize, you need to focus on. After understanding and gaining command over all the aspects of the language, you need to put emphasis on the thought pattern. Just the competence in the language won't make you a good speaker. Sometimes people think because they are not good at a particular language, they are not able to express themselves. That is not true. Being a teacher, teaching English to the BTech students, to the students of MBA, to the students of MCA, Master of Business Administration and Master of Computer Applications, Bachelor of Technology, those students are quite good. Having the experience of teaching them for more than a decade and teaching the students at the honors level, English honors level, I can say that the students are not able to identify where their drawbacks lie. Sometimes they are not able to speak before the class, in the public, thinking that they are not good at English. But I have sometimes asked them to speak in their language, their mother tongue. Sometimes it is in Odia, sometimes it's in Sambalpuri, sometimes it's in Hindi. And surprisingly, they are not able to speak. Because to speak, just having the command or competence in the language is not enough. You need to have thought. You need to have clarity of thought. You need to have some wealth of different types of ideas that you need to express. And you should be able to process that thought and idea easily and quickly so that you can express. So that is quite important. So now, competence in the language is the number one priority. After that, you should have the right thought and you should have the ability to process that thought quickly and easily so that you can have better fluency in that language, better fluency in your speaking. So how can you achieve that quick and easy processing of thought? That is what I am going to share with you. And as I have already mentioned, this is an open secret. Maybe somewhere, sometime, you must have thought of studying or reading aloud a particular passage very fast. Yes, and you need to do that. What I am going to say is that if you want to be a good speaker and good communicator in English, you need to read a passages, some passages for 10 to 15 minutes aloud very fast. Aloud very fast. 10 to 15 minutes, and this should be on a regular basis consistently, and it will improve your processing of thought, your thought process, and it will help you improve your fluency at the same time. So when you read the different passages aloud, it will improve your pronunciations, and your the vocal muscles will also get adjusted to the words. If it is Odia, you have to read different passages of Odia aloud for 10 to 15 minutes consistently. And if it's Hindi, you have to do it Hindi, because even in Hindi, you need to improve that fluency by reading a lot of passages aloud for 10 to 15 minutes. The second is to have flexibility in your vocal muscle. Whatever words you want to say, just say it. You have to use tongue twister. You have to use tongue twister. You can have it. You can have a paragraph of tongue twisters using ChatGPT, or else if you want, I can share a paragraph of tongue twisters. I have that. I could have shared that. And every day you should use that tongue twisters for at least 4 to 5 minutes. And by practicing these processes, the reading aloud of passages for 10 to 15 minutes and reading the paragraphs of tongue twisters for 4 to 5 minutes every day, you will see there would be a remarkable change in your expression. You can develop the fluency, and this is also quite important. Whenever you will have the chance to speak somewhere else, just go and speak, and you will see the change. You will see the transformation, and in this way you can improve your fluency in the language. One, reading aloud, and reading aloud the tongue twisters. Reading aloud some of the passages in the language concerns for 10 to 15 minutes, and then reading aloud the paragraphs of tongue twisters for 4 to 5 minutes every day consistently. So the important task is not to find the passages or the tongue twisters, but to continue it consistently for at least 2 to 3 months, so long as you are not fluent as a public speaker in that language. In addition to that, if you need any other help, just ask me. Just write in the comment section, and I will be always available there to help you. Thank you very much.